And you are here on Morning Becomes Eclectic. This is 89.9 KCRW. We're live from the Annenberg Performance Studio here with a live audience. Can you prove it? Fully live for your Monday, and here with the one and only Yukimi. Welcome, Yukimi.
Thank you for having me.
It's so great to have you here. Yes, yes. And it's really cool to have you here, having just completed your first North American tour fully as a solo artist, right?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
last night, your last show?
Yes, last night at the Fonda we played, and I was feeling a bit sentimental actually.
Oh.
You know, I really enjoyed this tour, so I'm sad it's over, but
Yeah. The response has been really great, right?
It's been
From
good.
audiences
It's
and
been
stuff.
good. It's been fun to have the album out and play the new songs. So.
Yeah. We got a little preview when you were at the Troubadour, and then now it's all out. It's so exciting to be a part of the journey. Do you feel different when you're on stage as like Yukimi, the solo artist, versus Yukimi of Little Dragon?
I feel like it's been an evolution kind of to get here.
Yeah.
So I don't really see it as two separate because I've never done them at the same time. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I guess I feel like I'm at a stage now in musically where I want to be really personal and, you know, I feel like maybe the band is the band, you know, so it's the four of us. We're all, you know, painters in the art that we create. And this is a bit more one-dimensional in that sense. So.
Yeah, and it's interesting you mentioned being more personal because I was reminiscing on listening to you and watching you in Little Dragon, and I always had this impression that like Little Dragon was so cool and so magical, which it is, but then there's also like a mystery, and even like the way on stage there would be like drapings and sometimes your face would be covered. And I was like, oh, Yukimi's so private, you know? And so to see you now really being vulnerable and open, I got to say was like a bit of a surprise. I was like, wow, I get to know about her sons and all that stuff. And I'm curious if that was like a reflection of where you're at now in your personal life or why you chose, because you could have just come out like swaggy, but not so personal. Like, hey, I'm Yukimi, like just doing fun dance tracks or whatever. But like, this is a really personal record.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I think I had to be ready for it. And I feel ready for it. You know, I felt ready for it when I wrote it. And I guess, you know, part of me has just used that mystery to sort of, I don't know, cover up certain things. Like, you know, it's been my safe space. So I think I just had to mature into that to feel ready to like share things and be vulnerable.
Yeah. And it also feels really sweet. It feels like you have a big support system around you, from the fans to also, I mean, your own family is on the album. Both of your kids, right?
Yes.
Featured. Dropping wisdom, by the way. I mean, they're little, but like...
He had a script, but...
Yeah, he had a script that he wrote, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've heard some projects with kids and they're just like, I lost my toy. And it's like, it's featuring my kid. But your sons are like... I don't remember the exact lines, but just like, wow, a young sage. How is it for them? I mean, they must see mom going on tour, going to the studio, like it's kind of your thing, but then for them to be a part of it. How do they feel?
They have their perspective at home. They're like, Mom, stop singing, please. You know, so they'll want to hear the intro of the song. And then they're like, okay, let's play something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have their perspective, you know, but maybe one day.
Are they excited
like, wow.
though to be on the album?
They are. Yeah. They are. They're actually like, they were very concerned that, you know, okay, well, Ellie has a song. Well, you know, you're going to have a song for me, you know, so there was a bit of competition there, but yeah.
That's so sweet. Also, your dad is on there on the final track. Just, so powerful. Talking about how beautiful and important it is to cry, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, is your dad like an emotional guy, or is that somewhere that he kind of had to get to?
I mean, honestly, I've seen him cry like once in my life. So it was a very kind of spontaneous idea.
Wow.
Me and Erik, we were writing the song and like, I was like, maybe I should, you know, I just found it interesting. I was like, where does my dad stand, you know, in relation to, you know, crying these days? And now he's 77. And I felt like, you know, I kind of wanted to get his perspective on it as a post-war child of, you know, Japan, who's like, anyone who knows Japanese culture, you're kind of like closed in and you're not really letting your emotions out like that.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be interesting because I just feel like he's also in a more vulnerable place now in his life. And I just called him and I was like, pressed record,
cool.
and just asked like, hey Dad, what's your relationship to crying these days? And he just went on a rant and I kept it. So I was like, oh, Erik, we got it.
He's like, I'm sure he's going to be ready. He's like, put me on the next one.
Yeah, right.
They're all, the whole family's like, put me in. Also, you mentioned Erik, who's here from Little Dragon as well on drums, co-producer of the album.
Yes.
Thumbs up.
Sorry?
Go ahead. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No. I was, what?
His mic's not on, but I saw you were about to say something, but you put the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Love it. Co-producer of the album, and also Leanne LaHavas is featured on it. What was it like to work with her on the project?
It was fun. She came for like a week to Gothenburg and hung out in our studio. And it was a really productive week. I think we just like set fire, like, does that make sense? Yeah. We just kind of got into some kind of flow and wrote a bunch of songs, 5 songs, and 3 of them are on my album.
Cool.
She's featuring on one. So it was really beautiful. Yeah.
You both have such distinct voices, not only like the tone, but like how you have your nuances and you play with the songs. I'm curious if when you were young, growing up, if there was like certain voices that you were kind of like playing with, trying to sound like them, or inspired you to just like have your own kind of unique approach.
Right. I mean, I always liked vocalists who just really had their own expression and who felt distinct. So I copied a lot, but I guess that's part of just like the voice, right? You just have the voice that you have.
Yeah.
So, and I slowly realized that no matter how much I try to copy things, it's never going to sound like that. And I guess at some point there was a kind of acceptance with the voice that I had. And at that point, I sort of started to love it and try to express myself in my own way, but, take inspiration from all the different vocalists that I've loved. But that's everything from Joni Mitchell to Brandy, I'm all over the place. I just, Kate Bush, Prince, yeah.
Do any of those people also inspire like how you are on stage?
Yeah, but it's the same thing there.
Yeah.
They inspire me in the sense that like, wow, they're doing their thing. And like, maybe I can't dance like that or I can't do that, but I can be me, and that's the beauty of being human. We're all our unique selves and we have, our own ways and our own stories and, our own expression. And it's just really getting in touch with that. And I think at some point, you can try to copy things your whole life, but it's not going to be the same. So you got to kind of accept that.
Yeah.
I'm me. I love it.
I've always loved the way you move on stage. I just have to say, like you have your own, I don't know what it is, how to describe it, but it's just like, it's so cool. So cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
No, but it's funny with the thing you said about mystery, because it's funny how sometimes like your insecurities can create a path for you. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes being shy can help you get into a role of being mysterious or whatever. And people might perceive it that way, but inside, something else is going on. And then that kind of moves and becomes something else that you become comfortable in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Continuing to follow the path of what's organic to you, I think is really the key.
100%. Yeah.
And we're so happy to be here on your path. We've loved you from the beginning, and it's just great to have you continue to come back at whatever point you're at,
Yeah,
so we're so happy you're here once again, Yukimi, for your solo debut album.
Yes.
It took 25 years or so to get to the solo album.
I didn't think I was going to be here, but here I am.
For you, it's out now, and we're going to get into some music.
Yes.
Sounds good. Thanks so much,
Thank
Yukimi.
you.
Thank you, audience.